Hi, and welcome to Strap a Watch. I'm Michael Knapp, Michael Knapp Leather. On today's episode, you're going to get to see me hand make a really cool unlined watch strap. It's made out of what's called cognac brown. It's a dark brown Horween shell Cordovan. And this is for a gentleman named Evan. Evan reached out to me, several weeks ago now initially about this strap. And I told him I don't sell them on my website. I'll have to create a special page, order form page, and I'll shoot you the link for it. And I do all that. And subsequently what happens is it's on my storefront, on my website. And I get an inquiry from another gentleman who says, I see that you make these in brown. Can you make one in black Horween Chromexcel for me? And I was like, yes, I'll create this other page for you. And I send it to him, and he orders it right away, so I take it down off the website. Evan still hadn't ordered his. It was on the website, actually, for probably 2 weeks. And then I got another inquiry for a Shinki Hikaku Cherry Red unlined shell Cordovan strap. And same thing, I create the page, and the guy ordered it right away. So I got to thinking, wow, this is something that I could sell on the website and kind of enhance my product as a whole new line. So I have to give credit where credit is due, and it's almost kind of accidental, is to Evan. So Evan, thank you for the order. Thank you actually for not buying it right away, because it kind of gave me time to experiment, and it ended up that this is an item that does sell. And like I always say, I mean, Strap a Watch itself is not for me to promote selling watch straps. I know that's what I do, and you get to see me doing that, week in, week out quite a bit. I do make other products sometimes on the show, and we mix it up and do some other things also on the show. But, this is kind of an exciting thing just personally for me to be able to offer a whole new line of straps. And also, I just picked up an iPhone Pro, a 12 Pro. They just came out. And I don't get paid by Apple or anything like this. I just wanted to let you guys know, I took the final shots of the final product of this strap with this new phone, and the camera on it is sweet. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing these shots of the final product. I might end up using this iPhone 12 Pro for a lot of different photography and filming of the show, because I just am amazed by the camera. So that's what you're going to see on today's episode. Stick around. After the intro, we'll get right into it. Well, thank you for joining me today on Strap a Watch. And here you're seeing me take out this cognac brown chip of shell Cordovan. That's all my pieces of shell Cordovan. There's probably a good $2,000 worth of shell Cordovan right there. And I'm just looking for a spot where I want to cut out Evan's strap, the no lining, unlined strap. So, and you can see I've already made a couple of straps out of this actual chip in the past. So and I'll tell you what, just a fun strap to make. I've made one of these in the past, like I had said in the intro, out of deep blue Shinki Hikaku. And if you're newer to the show and you're not too hip on what shell Cordovan really is, it is horsehide, okay? And it's from a very specific place on the horse. It's kind of on the upper hip and rump area of a horse. You got to think of that area. And they come in different sizes. The largest size you're looking at is about 2.5, maybe 2 3/4 square feet. Not very big. This one right here is pretty small. That's probably about a 1.75 square foot, and hundreds of dollars. So it is super expensive leather. Here you're getting ready. I'm doing a little trick of sharpening my my skiving knife, and this is a Charter-made knife. And the guy, he's out of South Africa. If you want, he's a YouTuber as well. He's a leather crafter, but he makes some of the best leather craft knives in the world. If you're looking for a knife, you're a leather crafter. He has a wide array of different styles of knives. I've got a couple of them. This is the skiving knife for a right-hander. And they're not cheap, but they're worth it. And Charter-Made. So just look up Charter-Made. He has a great website as well. They're sold through Rocky Mountain Leather and various other places that you can find them. But he makes each individual knife himself. So really top quality. But Shell Cordovan, I always say it's the Rolls Royce of leather. Okay, it really is. It takes for Horween, the tannery, they're out of Chicago. Okay. And they've been in business since 1903. And it takes the Horween processing of tanning Shell Cordovan 6 months. Shinki Hikaku, I just learned this, it takes a year for them to process and tan that leather. I think that's why the quality is even a little bit better than Horween and Italian Rocado Shell Cordovan. But it is the ultimate in leather. And here are the Barton. These are not quick release. He didn't order quick release. These are standard lug pins. But again, they're going on his Omega Seamaster, so they're 20 millimeter lug pins. Here's the original Omega buckle he sent me to put on the watch for him. So pretty cool. Those aren't cheap. Any original branding of buckles and deployment clasp are pretty expensive comparative to, some higher quality unbranded. But you're paying for the branding. I mean, that's really, I like that stuff myself. I know a lot of you guys do. And here you're seeing me cutting down to the final size. I'll share a story really quick with you guys about Shell Cordovan shoes. So I always wanted a pair of Shell Cordovan shoes. And it was about 3 or 4 years ago. My daughter Lindsay and I shared about her last weekend, and thank you guys for reaching out. It would have been her birthday last week, and I even shared about it. I'm not going to bring it up again, but it was just, those are rough times. You guys get it, because Lindsay passed away 2 years ago, metastatic melanoma cancer. She was an only child, so it was tough. And you guys, it was fantastic. A lot of you just gave me some just good words of hope, and I appreciate your prayers. I really do. I mean, they actually helped, because by Sunday I was kind of back to my old self. And so anyways, Lindsay and I flew up on business for our hearing healthcare clinic to Minneapolis, Minnesota. One of the manufacturers of hearing aids is located there. And they put us up in the Mall of America. There's a hotel attached to the Mall of America. And one of the things that they did was they gave us a voucher. It was like $1,000 voucher as well to shop in the Mall of America. And it was kind of later fall, so I thought, well, I'll get Christmas presents. Well, as Lindsay and I are walking through this mall, I think it's the biggest mall in the United States. It used to be the biggest mall in the world. They have an amusement park in the mall. I mean, it's crazy big. Well, they have this men's shoe store that's pretty famous, and I went in there, and I have kind of an odd size foot because I have flat feet. I wear a size 10.5 Triple E shoes, dress shoes, typically. I mean, you want to try everything on, especially with dress shoes. And so I told him my size, and I said, yes, you Shell Cordovan. He showed me, yeah. And he ended up coming back, and he had 2 pairs. He goes, I got 2 in your size. 10.5 Triple E. One burgundy, so Horween number 8, burgundy Shell Cordovan, and one black Horween Shell Cordovan shoes. And they were $795 a piece. So I thought, well, if I'm doing this, I'll just get 1 pair. And Lindsay, I never forget, she said, listen, you're going to kick yourself if you don't get both. Just get both. It's no big deal, And I was like, no, it kind of is a big deal. Your mom would shoot me, man. And she said, well, I won't tell her if you don't tell her. So I'm just being straight with you guys. So anyways, I showed Billie Eilish, our little dog, on the show also last weekend. And I had those shoes for about 3 years. They were kind of heavier than, your average dress shoes. They really were. And just amazing shoes. Gorgeous. And so anyways, about 4 months ago, little puppy Billie Eilish, they were on a shoe tree. And it's not that she chewed both whole pairs up. She chewed one side of each, color. It was like the left of the black and the left of the burgundy. So both pair were just toast. She could have just chewed up one pair. That would have been one thing. But, oh, man, and I paid some good money for this puppy, man. But, now she's been a super expensive dog because she's chewed up a number of my wife's shoes. And, I tell you, it's been something. And I wanted one of those dogs for 50 years, 55. And I've shared about it before, too. My father was a veterinarian, and he had an animal hospital and clinic. And we used to board dogs. And there was a wealthy couple that had one of these Schipperke dogs. And I used to take care of her. Her name was Sadie. And, I think I was about 5-6 years old when I started taking care of Sadie pretty regularly because they were world travelers. They'd leave for like 3 months at a time. And Sadie would sleep in my room. She didn't sleep in the boarding kennel. So, she was like my dog. And they would let me come over to their house and play with her. I'll never forget. The old lady always made me an egg salad sandwich. It was pretty cool. So I always wanted one of these dogs, but little Billie Eilish is not Sadie, And Sadie is an adult dog. And Billie, oh man, I'll never get another puppy ever. Man, it's been tough, really tough. But no, we love her, and we're just hoping she grows out of this mischievous phase, and they're very independent dogs. Sadie was not that way at all, but boy, little Billie, she you say come and she runs the other way. And I don't have time, honestly, to be training her. My wife does a lot of work with her because I'm just so busy. This is single point hand saddle stitching, so there's a straight row that goes just under the lugs and then to hold the keeper in. But what I've done, and I'm having these for sale on the website as unlined straps. You can get them in either Horween or Shinki Hikaku. And there's two styles of stitching that you can order. There's wrap stitching, which is the two little wraps that go on the outside. I don't like that look. But I'm offering it because there's guys that do dig that. It's just I don't, but I'm offering it. And so every color is available that I have. And you can pick if you want edge paint or not edge paint, what color. Of course, all the sizing, the size of the strap, the size of your lug widths. Do you want to get quick release lug pins, all those things. So here you can see I'm doing a single stitch to hold in the keepers, but there's no lining on this strap. They're just super supple, comfortable straps. I got to tell you guys, if you haven't tried one of these, you ought to try one. Not to try to sell you, but that's just the reality. As regardless if you got it from me, try and get one from somewhere and try them out. They're great straps. They are. They're more cash. Remember that. They're not something to wear like, dressy dress. But you can see I've got my blue Shinki Hikaku on with my Grand Seiko Spring Drive right there. I wore it through this whole build out. And it's just really, really comfortable strap. Tokenol, my favorite product. I haven't showcased this in quite a while. I use it all the time. And what I have done is just to have a protectant coating underneath on what we call the flesh side of the leather. So another real cool thing pretty quick here was I had a guy text me today about ordering a strap, and he's getting into making straps. So here's the final product taken with my iPhone again. And it's pretty neat because we're thinking about maybe starting a watch club here in the Jacksonville area. I've been wanting to get one going for about a year. And now that I got another local guy that's into the show and into watches and into watch straps, I'm going to be getting a hold of you if you're watching the show. I didn't want to use your name because you hadn't given me permission, but I'll be getting a hold of you next week. I'm flying up to Washington, D.C. here shortly, and I'll be back on Sunday. So I'll get a hold of you, and we'll hammer some things out, okay? So listen, you guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun making this strap. God bless you all, and until next week, keep on ticking.